I'm calling myself out here too. While you and I were freaking out about the $400 million jet, as well as Donald Trump saluting generals of another foreign dictatorship, this is what happened on the Congress floor yesterday, 5/13/25. Official introductions for the abolishment of certain departments as well as aid programs, I guess you could say. We knew these things were written in executive orders, but executive orders are not law. We also know that this was outlined in Project 2025, but it just hits a little bit different to know that we're all distractified. I'm making up that word because Donald Trump can make up words too. We're all distractified by the nonsense that goes on with airplanes and salutes while this is happening at home on our soil in DC. House Resolution 3347 to abolish FEMA and establish a block grant program for disaster relief and other purposes. This is going to allow the Republicans, who are in charge of all three branches essentially, to give and take away aid as needed, just in time for things like hurricane season. Are you denouncing or rejecting any ideas or policies from the Trump regime? Well, good luck getting any kind of aid when a hurricane rolls through your state this late summer and fall. Also introduced yesterday, H.R. 3346 to abolish the Environmental Protection Agency and for other purposes. That is, in fact, the EPA. Again, 5/13/2025, while we're all freaking out about what's going on in foreign nations with the orange one. You want your drinking water to be safe? Well, it's not going to be if we don't have any regulations on it. Oh, and forget about anything related to climate change and trying to preserve our planet for the next generation or two. We're likely just going to burn up, I guess, turn into raisins. As a former teacher, here's one of my favorites, also again from yesterday, 5/13/25, H.R. 3345 to abolish the Department of Education and for other purposes. I hope your kid doesn't go to a Title I school and requires things like, I don't know, reading support and coaching, or perhaps a speech language pathologist, or perhaps they're autistic and have an IEP or a 504, or a behavior therapist or an occupational therapist, because they're not getting any of those services anymore. And while we're on the topic of public education, let's go ahead and look at S1747, also introduced yesterday, a bill to promote the use of the Class Learning Test, CLT, at military service academies and federally run schools. But what is the Classical Learning Test? Why is it bad? I'm so glad you asked. It's basically like an ACT or an SAT, except for most colleges and universities don't accept it. It's taken by mostly homeschooled kids, and the test revolves around things like Western religious practices, as well as philosophical ideologies. So this idea of putting the Bible back in the school, yeah, we're going to test for Project 2025 knowledge. How patriotic are we? Ringing a bell, Stephen Miller? And then let's round out the chaos. How about one more? House Resolution 406 to remove certain members from certain standing committees of the House of Representatives, being that it was introduced by Representative Earl Carter of Georgia's 1st District as a Republican. I'm kind of guessing there's a certain demographic they're going to go after for this one. Every time we see the news start only talking about crazy things like $400 million jets or the Orange Ones regime and their ridiculous behaviors with foreign dictatorships, we need to dig into Congress.gov. It's a distraction technique. It's flooding the zone. And all of what is going on is fully accessible, written in black and white. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let's hold each other accountable. Let's not deep dive into the wrong things too often, because I'm just as guilty.